And that was almost cool. Accidentally got the Windows sign in there. I'm trying to figure out what the heck I can put on the top bar of the thing, but yeah, it worked. It's good enough. If I can actually like make that its own thing, properly edited and structured and put together, that'd probably be pretty nice. Anyway, hello. If you are here, then that means you are probably wondering what the heck all this fish cake deal is about. I will explain for those who weren't here at the time as well. Once upon a time, I asked for ideas for what to play. The way I enact these votes is through the just by reactions to a message in Discord. Certain emoji is a particular option, but I also leave open the possibility of putting a emoji that isn't in the list for me to just sort of spontaneously interpret what the heck it is supposed to mean. And in this case, it won. I was given the fish cake emoji, which is apparently it was explicitly selected so that it would be the most confusing option possible. Which it worked. I was very confused. I had no idea what to do about this, but I think I've come to a good idea. And I have told no one this, except for people who are not allowed to vote for fish cake after the fact. And I will now reveal to you the truth, what this fish cake deal is about. Hey, look, there's some fish cakes in the chat already. Oh man, we finally entered the realm of just emoji spam chat. I am a true Twitch streamer. That is a rite of passage. I've won. I've won at streaming. But without further ado, and because I do not actually know how to hold a like thing fancy blah, 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 blah. I don't know how to be dramatic for a prolonged period of time. Let's just do this already. A lot of things need to happen in rapid succession. I got to update the game from just chatting to the actual game. I got to not accidentally say the game out loud. I got to transition to game with overlay. We are going to do some actual proper overlay stuff today because I expect people will be here. All right. Here we go. Rapid succession. Step 1. Fade to overlay. Step 2. Update stream information. Step 3, boot the game. Steam was recently unable to sync your save with the Steam cloud. That's fine. Welcome to Spacechem. This is what we are doing. This is what you have brought upon the world. Behold the fruits of your actions, the consequences of what you have done. Oy. Admittedly, I'm just proud that I made the fish cake connection in time for me to think of this. Thank you very much, Remy. I tried very hard to make the overlay look good. I had to scramble for a background image to put because Spacechem is not a widescreen game. 4x3, I had to awkwardly put it in a 16x10 window. So I just did some hue alterations and just slapped some sliders in on a screenshot I had of Empire at War Remake. And I think it's looking pretty good. I should probably put like some actual text on the bottom right. I have a message of the day section. Oh, I can pick the font on this. Hold up, I can be fancy. I can be fancy. I can. Oh, okay, we're just having fun with stream options now. Sorry, I'm adding fancy. Boom. I can't marquee at this speed. So I just put some text in Orabesh English font. We are fancy today. Oh, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling proud of myself here. Okay, so let's actually play the game. Spacechem, if you are not familiar with the history, is one of the first big puzzle games made by Zachtronics. They made a few smaller things, or just, prior to their big explosion in popularity. This game was sort of the game that put Zachtronics on the map. It was their first super hit. And it's kind of old now. It's been at least 11 years since it came out. And they've moved on to cooler and better things. My favorite game they've ever made is Opus Magnum, though I'm a fan of Infinifactory as well. Spacechem was the first, though, and I've played it a recent amount, never beaten it. So, we're gonna play it here and see what I can do. Biggest problem is going to be the fact that I have to think. Also, I think it's a bit loud. There we go. Nice. Alright. I've already wiped my save. Yeah. That's a much better volume level. Excellent. Okay. Ooh. Actually, even more. Just let's get subtle. There we go. Perfect. Let's begin. I already wiped my save, already got myself a new profile. Just exception. Simple. Easy. Let's do this. Go! Alright, Spacechem, a brief introduction. It's an external video, we are not watching that. I don't know how to set that up that fast. But I've played Spacechem before. I can operate on my memory of pancakes and spaceships. You are making a molecule factory. You get some molecules. You do stuff with them, typically adding or removing bonds with other molecules, and you give an output. Simple, factory-style gameplay, very much like Opus Magnum, what it would be, or Molek Synthèse, or whatever it's pronounced. The other chemistry game that they made. And we have story. I'll read through this. You know, people die in space. That was the first sentence in the latest letter from my mother. She had never set foot on a ship, let alone off the colony of Sancfroid. When I told her that I wanted to explore the stars, she cried. We were sitting in the local diner, stacks of pancakes swimming in syrup and butter on our plates, with every face watching my mother's tears roll down her cheeks as I continued eating. I was 10. She attached a news article about a recent incident involving a Spacechem station in a secluded region of the galaxy. Half of the crew had been ejected through the airlock due to a strange malfunction. The survivors were not available for comment. Needless to say, my career choice was wholly opposed. The stakes are just too high. Look at these reports, she said in the message. I could hear her voice rising with each word. I deleted it and turned off the tablet. The shuttle was en route to the training facility on Thurnamere 2, billions of kilometers away from Sancfroid. In a few hours, I would be setting foot on another planet for the first time. I gazed out the window and watched the stars shimmer in the distance. You never been up here before? The pilot called back to me. Nope, first time. And you've never been through one of these jumps either. Sit tight. My hand gripped the armrest as we hit the jump to Seminir 2. I thought I could hear my mother crying, but it was just the pilot laughing. Alright. Here's the game. First level. We have oxygen. We must move it from the input to the output. Here's how you play the game. Okay, it does actually have these instructions here, so... You control these little control dials that follow this track of movement. You can set controls from the bottom menu and put them wherever you want in space. So right now we are saying input the input into section alpha, grab it, move, rotate, move, drop, output. And then you let it run. Now as it goes to the rotate command, it will spin. So this big red circle is what's doing the actual operation. It follows the track and it does whatever instruction it runs into. Our input on the left, oxygen. O2 specifically, but it's oxygen. Our output, also oxygen. This is just a very simple back and forth doing what we are told to do. We can go a little faster. Boop. And that's how you do it. Then you get to be compared to everyone else who has ever played this level. You can also record a solution and make a video file to return later. And that's level 1. But, like, the tutorial is overcomplicated things. You don't need all this. You don't need a rotate. You don't need a down. You don't need an up. Why not just turn around immediately? Why not drop it a little closer? Why not start slightly close? Well, you can't really start slightly closer. Why not drop here, so that when you move over it, it's already dropping? Why not do this? And the answer is, well, one, that happens. So... okay, so it's complaining that it's doing that too often. Let's do it like this, then. This is a game about finding a solution in a sea of possible answers and just trying to make it better and better, however you feel. So see? I did that much faster than before. Also used less symbols, and reactors will get to reactors. But they're kind of a meta level above these individual puzzles. Slightly different. Atoms, molecules, they are connected by bonds. We can now sort of differentiate them. The red track is not the only track we have. Also, apparently they're called Waldos. Neat. Oh, start with an input. You can right-click to change what layer it's on. Set it to beta. Yeah, there is definitely a through line between this game and Opus Magnum. You can press tab to alternate between red and blue if you want to use the hotkeys. I like the hotkeys because they're simple. You just like press what key you want, then click. Oop. Drop output in Omega. Simple as that. You can really speed up the the running, in case you're just really confident. But if you do it slow, you can sort of debug the process. Alright, now we're just sort of left on our own. We've got gold and we've got platinum, and we need to output them to each other. So, we know we need the grab drop to be there, because that's where it inputs. Put, do. You do not need to exactly match the position of the output on the right side. It just has to be somewhere in this box, which is why I'm sort of approximating. Omega. Meanwhile, now this is going to be a problem of synchronization, because they are going to be in each other's way. Grab up. So, you may notice that I have this symmetric, like they're the same size and they're overlapping each other. They're going to cross in each other's way. If they're both holding atoms, they will collide and this whole thing will fall apart and destroy itself. But I have carefully selected the lengths of these wires that they are the exact same length. So they should never interfere. Oops, I have accidentally fast-forwarded too much and something did go wrong. Oh, of course, I see it. I've put the output on Omega for this one. I need it on whatever this Greek symbol is that I've forgotten the name of. So, it'll go. They move. Bonk. Okay, so they have collided. Nothing a little changing their relative starting position can't fix. Drop out. As you need to perform more and more complicated actions, it's become a giant mess of sort of coordination and dodging each other. Very opus magnum, as it will eventually become. An introduction to bonding. These atoms don't just exist on their own. You can connect them in new and exotic ways, mostly involving horizontal or vertical lines. So now, here's an important command for the coordination. The sync command. The sync command will wait until both control circles are on a sync command before moving. It's sort of like a wait until you're, well, synchronized. That's kind of the point. Drop. Bond plus. And return home. So, the idea is that we need this this silver and this fluorine to be combined. So, each one picks up one. You can see the synchronization in play. It makes sure that blue gets there first, so it can drop it, and then, when it hits the bond command, all these like dedicated plus minus symbols will create bonds in between them. Boom. They are now a singular unit. And that's how we win. Good stuff. Good stuff. A brief history. Is this more lore? It's more lore. The training facility on Cernimere 2 was a campus of rectangular metal buildings connected by corrugated tunnels with a... You know what? I don't want to do the lore. I just want to play the game. We're here for the game. We're here for playing. Is the music still too loud? I'm putting in my ultimate trump card of actually lowering the decibels. How's that? Because now it's no longer coordinated between what my voice is and what I hear. So now I have no idea. I have no more instinct on whether it's loud or not. I hope it's good enough now. All right. This is the same thing as last time, except we have no... We get no help. I'm going to cheese it. We don't need to do everything with epic coordination. We just need to get the task done. So we'll input. That's the wrong... I'm used to... I'm used to the Opus Magnum hotkeys. So it's going to take me a bit. Grab. Then here, input in beta. Bond here, and they should already be attached. Yes. Oh, sorry, forgot the output. There we go. Boop. Boop. Now, just as we can add bonds, we can remove them. These minuses aren't for show. So how I will choose to do this, actually, is to grab... Okay, we'll input, grab, move over here. Oh, they're going to be that way. I'm going to drop it, then I'm going to remove the bonds here, and then just output twice, and I hope that works. So drag it over into the bonding area. Oh, right. Remove bond. Sorry. Oh, wait, I think I just paused something. It's outputting both. Like, it outputs everything on the output command, not just one item. So I don't need to. I just need the one. Oh, you want to know a good trick? If you've been seeing the blue has been running. It just runs into a wall and then does nothing forever. But if you want a command sort of separated from the rest of the world, and you want it to just run forever, put it here. So now this command, this bond plus that the blue's doing, even though it should be a bond minus, hold on, there we go, will always run. You can see them lighting up blue. Now, in this case, it's not that helpful because we have plenty of space and time to work with, but if you just want something perpetually happening without, like, worrying about getting the space in for the instructions, you can do something like this. I think it's helpful. Hey, we're out of the tutorial. This entire game is tutorial. Okay, it's not everything's a tutorial. It just gets progressively hard. It'll introduce new things later. What? Whoa! I didn't realize you could mirror the entire assembly. It's cool. Okay, here's the fancy trick. The line, like the track it's following, will only turn when it hits one of these directional arrows. But what that means is that it can technically cross itself. As long as it's not crossing itself at a corner, it can make arbitrary movements. So like this is a valid track. I shouldn't use it because it's terrible, but it's valid. It would work. But I'm gonna use that and the fact that we have grab drop commands that does either or to do a neat trick. So if we play it from this position, I stop. Oh, I need to hit pause, not stop. What we have here is the two elements in position. I can bond them together, but I've already moved over them with the grab drop command, so I can't pick them up again. Or can I? I don't know. That's an interesting proposition because considering how small the board is and the fact that instruction density is strictly based on like one command per layer per cell, there is probably like a maximally inefficient it could be like on each level. I think people probably do that because I think it'd be fun to do that. Anyway, I think this should work. So grab, drop, bond, pick up. Oh, right. Oxygen is double bonded. We need another one of these. Oops. So moves, bond, grab again, using the same command more than once by running over it more than once. Scientists hate him. This one simple trick will slow your factory's production to a crawl. Lovely stuff. See, because of that cool double trick, we got pretty low on the symbols used. Reactors used is going to keep being 1 until we get to a meta level. I'm ignoring the story. I've decided this. A pair of atoms can have a maximum of 3 bonds between them. Additionally, each element has a maximum number of bonds allowed per atom. See real-life chemistry. This information can be found on the periodic table. You know, like the real one. Just, hey, you want to know how this works? Go look up real chemistry. Now, technically speaking, I think the exact same thing I did on this level will work on the other one, except I don't have enough space to do 3 bonds. But I'm going to put everything in place as if I do. Boop, boop. Then drop back out here. Now this is an excellent location where this this blue layer trick can help out. I'm gonna put a bond plus here, and it'll just attempt to bond every single tick. So goes here, it's bonding 1, 2, 3, and we are away. Now, right now, I'm clearly showing off with the fact that I've played this game ever before in the past, but eventually, if we go on for long enough, I will hit like a ceiling where I have to start thinking and I'll get confused and make mistakes. It'll be fun. I'm just trying to hope we don't get there too fast. Multiple outputs. All right, now we have an element and we want to split it in half. But the way to do that, mostly the same. Gonna grab. This time, though, I'm also going to rotate. Same anti-bonding trick as last time. I'm gonna have this 2x2 so that we can anti-bond it twice with the blue layer infinite trick. Remove bond. That way, when I drop it here, oops, sorry. That way, so I pick it up, I'm going to spin it. So the chlorine's here and the oxygen's here. So that when it's unbonded here, they'll both be in the correct position to just be outputted individually. So output here, but do the other one. Go. Bink, bink. I must say, compared to, like the fact that we have a dedicated big area to put the output is a lot more forgiving than Opus Magnum, where you have to put it exactly in a particular position in order to output it anywhere. And you can't output multiple things at once because there's only one output pipe. All these games got their drawbacks. Benefits. Trade-offs, probably the word I was looking for. Hey, we win. I gotta stop comparing this game to Opus Magnum. It feels bad that I'm just saying, oh, look at Spacechem. It's not Opus Magnum. This is such a not Opus Magnum experience. Like, Opus Magnum is my favorite Zachtronic game. Like, I'm biased. But I still like this game. It's fun. I like the aesthetic. I like the fact that we're in space. An introduction to pipelines. This is the meta level I was talking about. You're now in a physical location. You have input from pipes, and your goal is to put them out into, like, particular, like, cargo freighters. So now we're actually going to, like, mass production. And so we need to use the... Well, right now it's just... we connect the pipes. But sometimes we'll need to do chemistry in the middle. So we'll have this, like, fabricator that we connect these pipes into. And suddenly the game isn't like Opus Magnum. It's like Factorio. But let's see how this goes. You can literally see the atom moving through the pipe. We are operating on a very individual molecule by molecule basis. But, you know, game abstraction. It's a pipeline. And since this is about mass production, the, like, unit requirement is no longer 10, it's now 40. There it is. There's that title. You see that title? That's why I have playing this game. Fish cakes are a thing in this game. They have, like, I don't know if they're plot relevant or just sort of like an in-universe joke. But, you know, fish cakes are here. The title drop. Yeah, there's a story about fish cakes. It's fish cakes. It's not really fish cakes. Like, they say it's fish cakes, but how do you know? So now we can put a reactor, and these reactors are the very game mechanic we've been using this whole time. So now we're connecting the inputs in the outputs. So we've put hydrogen to the top here, and we've put chlorine to the bottom. So if we go into the reactor, that's the inputs we have. But if we go back out for a second and I swap the pipes, now chlorine's on the top. We are now in a meta environment making the puzzles for ourselves in order to accomplish this higher order puzzle. Which I think is pretty neat. Also, because the bottom pipe is the one that's connected to this cargo freighter, that's where the output has to go. So let's do some bond plussing. Little beta. Okay, so now the literal atoms are moving in from the pipes to the input. It will wait until the atoms arrive to start doing stuff. So, like, it inputs, they literally get removed from the pipes. And you can even see the puzzle playing inside the square where the reactor was. I think this is cool. This sort of, like, complete additional level of abstraction that the game has put here, I think is really cool. Imagine if you had to play a level of, like, like one level of, like, Infinifactory, or even, like, imagine playing Factorio, but to make the instructions for the material you're building in the assembly machine, you had to play one level of Spacechem. That's basically this. If they completely back up, it'll just stop inputting. So there's, like, no worry of overflow because it's already starting in a gigantic container. So, like, if I were to, like, go to this level and just sort of make I end the pipe quick arbitrarily, it'll back up and just stop doing anything. There's no, yeah, it's Factorio rules. Also, let me just, you know, fix that back. There we go. All right, final boss of the first non-tutorial world. We got to take hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon and make formaldehyde. Now, this is new. 3 inputs. But here's the idea. We need to make part of the input somewhere and part of the input somewhere else. So here, we'll take carbon and oxygen and make whatever that is. And then we'll take the output of that and the hydrogen and make the formaldehyde. Or at least that's how I choose to go about it. So we want output on the top pipe. Oxygen, carbon, just as is. Okay. And we want this double bonded, okay? Back inside. Alright. It's time for this again. Oh, no, wait, no, hold on. I'm... My bad. The wrong level type. What we want instead is this. Then we go here. We'll have this doing the bond plus trick. Input beta there. Drop here. Oh no, we're outputting on thigh level. Okay. Let's see if at the very least this works. There's the oxygen. Goes in, there's the carbon. Moves up through the pipes into here. All right, so that's the first reactor done. Now, there's a bit of a implication that I just want to show to you real quick. Look at this reactor. Look at the output that we have for the first reactor. It's the bottom left. The input in the next reactor is also the bottom left. So now the position that we output in a reactor matters. It is transferred over from one reactor to the other. So now we have to be mindful of our positioning. It matters now. In fact, it matters so much, I'm changing the first reactor to output one to the left. Sorry, one to the right. And now it outputs here. So here's my diabolical scheme. We're just going to bond it right on station. Also, I'm going to move the reactor up so we can output there. Boop. Okay. Here's the plan. We're going to take in hydrogen and we are going to move it into position. Drop it there. Then okay, I don't know how easy it is to sort of see what I'm thinking here, but the idea is we pick up a hydrogen, drop it here, pick up another hydrogen, input the thing, then bond everything together to create the full formaldehyde, drag it over here, and then get it out. So let's see if that works. We've already proven that this reactor does what it needs to do. But here's the hydrogen. All right, 1 carbon monoxide is ready. And B, bonded. Output successful. Speed it up. Once you get metal like this, it starts getting like requirement to fast forward. 2 reactors. We double reactored. All right, welcome to dawn. Every day is the first day. More lore. I don't need lore. I need answers. Okay, now standard Zachtronic style difficulty. The things we are going to be making are gonna be more complex. We now need to take 2 carbons, 2 hydrogens, and make acetylene, which is a lot of bonds and a lot of stuff. No more of the crazy shortcut strats. We need to actually, like, think this through. Actually, that's a lie. We are totally going to stick with the shortcut strats. Here's how it's going to work. Okay, so with what I've done, there should end up being, at this point, a hydrogen here and here. Then we just need to put 2 carbons in the middle, and we'll be golden. But to do that, not trivial. Given the geometry of the level, I don't think I can actually do it with 1 track alone. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out the blue layer eventually. For now, though, we got some grabbing and dropping to do. Blue layer will do the exact same thing, except it will go here. It needs to drop it, then it needs to stall for time by making 3 bonds. So bond, bond, bond. Drop. Output. See, now it's getting complicated. The wires are messy. Also, in order to make this work, we are going to need to actually synchronize stuff. So let's put a synchronization there and a synchronization here. Then 1 more synchronization when we're done, or at least when the danger is cleared, so that it can proceed. So as you can see, blue is stopped, and it will stop there until red reaches sync as well. Oh. Right. We need to give Rev time to do its operations first. Boop. Wait, what? Oh! Right. See, I put an instruction on this intersection, so now it's going twice. Uh-oh. Actually, this is an easy fix. I route around it. Oh, it feels like I'm programming in Pete. P-I-E-T, by the way. Boom. I'm going to do another one at slow speed just to demonstrate what the heck is going on. This is the power of teamwork. Just two singular colored circles flying around a grid, moving solid circles around to make complicated circles and lines. Inspirational. It takes 3. Hydrogen, nitrogen, ammonia. Excellent. Okay, yeah, this is the trick. We have to pick up hydrogen 3 times, which means that both tracks have to be in use. Or do, well, I mean, they both have to be in use anyway, but... Let's do something crafty with it. Input beta. Input alpha at the same time. And grab. And we move up here and turn, bonding immediately. This will give us the nitrogen and 1 hydrogen. We then drop it here. And let's get a little sync action in there, just to better safe than sorry, you know? Meanwhile, you start up. In fact, you ignore that alpha. Because you'll alpha, you'll grab, you'll drop it here. The alpha there. Drop it there. Run back. Get another one. Go here. Bond, you are now holding the full ammonia. Drop it here. Output. And then return to starting position. With some nice sync in there for good measure. So, alright, I kind of just sort of sight read that one, but let's see what happens. Why didn't that work? Oh! Because that's on the wrong layer. No, no! It needs to be on both layers. I have an idea to make it faster. Yes, this will run over the grab drop, but if I put another one here, it should just pick itself back up. That way we can turn in and go right to the start it back immediately. With the sync to compensate. There we go. Good stuff, good stuff. to do both. We need to split the hydrogen and remove a bond on the oxygen before we can, like, move the hydrogen into position to make peroxide. Interesting. Oh, you can turn off the individual tabs that you're not working on so you can better see it. Neat. Okay, how are we going to do this one? This one's going to require some, like, actual, like, coordinated atom manipulation. Which is spooky. Oh. We could just start by having some parity here. So we remove the bond there. Drop the hydrogen there. Meanwhile, blue will input, grab, and also go for the unbonding, but okay, no, there's going to be a collision. But this does still need to happen. It then goes here. Oh, I got it. It waits to the sync command. Okay, we're gonna need to synchronize heavily. So right now, sometimes you get lost in the sync sauce. On down, sync, stop. Oops, I forgot to actually grab the dang thing. Grab, sync, wait, go there. It bonds, okay. Now we go there. And drop it. We then run all the way back over here. No, red's not done. Red is not done. Red needs to come back here. Pick this up. Go here. Bond. Drop. Output, and then find a way back to the start somehow. Yeah, that'll work. Oh wait, blue needs to get back to the start as well. Wait, what happened? Why did that work? There's only one bond. We're going to bond vertically down. The hydrogen's good to go, right? Oh my goodness. Oh man. The bond plus and the bond minus happened at the exact same time. That is incredible. Well, stalling blue should fix the problem. There we go. Oh, that is criminal. That is evil. I thought that we were missing some secret rule that I had to completely unbond the oxygen to bond the hydrogens together, but no, it's just that they were bonding and unbonding at once. That is that. Oy. Wait, I can optimize this further. One of the cool things about optimizing Spacechem is that sometimes the optimization is just about better routing. Swap around some lines and you're suddenly going faster. Ouch! Why'd that happen? I already know why it happened, just because I ran over that sink twice. There's always a reason. Always just the littlest bit of coordination jank. Woo. Another meta level. We can name things. We can actually save blueprints, basically, of designs that we've made before, that we can just use them again. So if there's some simple action that we do over and over again with reactors, we can just have that solution forever. Because, you know, methane's a pretty common molecule to work with. It's methane. You dug it out of the ground. All right, now we have dedicated reactors. We have disassembly reactors, which take in one input and two outputs and can only unbond. We then have assembly reactors that can take in two inputs, one output, and can only bond. We are now limited. Our tools must be used correctly. There's the plan. We split the methane into like half of a ethane and a hydrogen, and then we assemble each for their own like purpose. Well, let's get to work. This one's going to be simple. This little hairpin turn is just to put the methane sort of closer to in the middle of the grid, just for... Actually, no, we need that. We need that. It's too wide. It has to go in a little. Well, that's reactor 1. And then this reactor will just have the bonding trick. So, that should be the hydrogen line done. Let's see how it goes. Yep, it's working. But now the backing up of the pipes is actually meaningful. This first reactor cannot output anymore. There is no space. So it just halts. Meanwhile, because there's nothing in the pipe, this one can't input, and we've hit a deadlock. But that's actually fine. I want to save this one. The 2-atom bonder. X2. Max. Bonder. So the X2 bonder, it takes in one atom and another atom, bonds them together as max as they can go. Good for hydrogen, good for oxygen, you know, good for simple stuff. And now it's saved, we have it forever. Meanwhile, this ethane, it's simple enough, it's just, we just gotta manipulate it somewhat. Pick it up, grab it. Rotate, rotate, drop it. And this will do the exact same. Pick up, grab it, bond, drop it, output. So, then how do we synchronize this? So, that goes, then we want you to go. Then, you know, once you're clear of this area, red should be allowed to go again. Oh. Let's slow that down a bit. Okay, first factory, separates. The hydrogen's proven to work. Now it's just the ethane. Picks up, spins. Picks up, bonds, goes. Excellent. Nothing works. Oh, this is interesting. So this time, wait, what? Oh, Wait, okay. Oh man, we gotta do stoichiometry here. Okay, so let's see. We have one carbon. 2 of its hydrogens are needed for the gas, but we still need 1 hydrogen for the hydrogen cyanide, but that leaves us with an extra hydrogen left and not another carbon to work with, which means, what does that mean? It means that we need to do this again with another methane, but then with both of the methane afterwards, we haul them off to hydrogen. So all 3 out of 4 of the hydrogens go towards the hydrogen gas. Then the CH remaining goes to the hydrogen cyanide production. Okay. This assembly is complicated. Then assembly for that and assembly for that. So ditch the hydrogen south. And the CN goes north, then the nitrogen goes in an orthographically optimal diagonal line. Goes there. Okay. I think I've come to terms with the monster I have created. I have a genius idea. Look at that. Look. Okay. I'm going to go here and then I'm going to unbond and... Oh, wait. That's going to... Oh, that's going to ruin... Oh, no. I'm scared now. Because we want all the hydrogens to be in the same place when we output them? Oh, no. No. This is a terrible idea. Unless we just do it here and then entrust the future to the next generation. Is that okay? So, the idea. Input, unbond immediately, grab. Once we get some distance, we'll rotate, drop, output. That means that the top is actually going to be the carbon monhydride. So swap those pipes. Oh, this is a think. This is a consideration. Okay. So then that's done. The CH is out. We just have 3 hydrogen that all need to make it to the same place in the omega. Which we can do as long as we have if we can use red to grab at least one of them. Grab. Wide turn. Drop. Output omega. Now we send in the... We send in blue to get the others. I think this will work. We just need to synchronize a little bit. Will that work? No. The start is too soon. Move it back a little. Drop out omega. Drop out omega. Lovely. Excellent. Now we can just treat the hydrogen down here as a consistent singular gas supply. And hey, I have just the thing for that. The X2 bonder is coming in useful already. All right, next we need to contemplate this. What? Oh, I see. When the reactor backs up, the atoms collide. So I cannot allow the CH to combine. But the CH is arranged like this. I don't want that. Rotate the other way here. That'll ruin the collision, yeah. Yeah, that ruins the collision. Okay. One more back. Yes. Good. Now it's aligned vertically. Oh, I need another reactor. I need to split the, nitrogen gas into single atoms of nitrogen. Okay. In, grab. Here's my diabolical scheme. Unbond, unbond, unbond. Meanwhile, this one is perpetually outputting there. So that I should be able to simply drop here and go back around. One, two, three. Excellent. The nitrogen gas is split. In beta, grab. In alpha, bond. Drop. Return to start. Oh yeah, output as well. What? Oh, triple bond the sucker. Well, nothing a little triple left turn can't fix. One, two, three. What? Oh, I'm manufacturing so much nitrogen, this thing gets backed up. Okay. I know how to fix this. Instead of doing the triple unbonds on that, we put it on the blue layer. That way, okay, that's not enough. Let's just wait it out then. Yeah, that works. Nitrogen backs up, but safe. Woo! That's a victory. We won 2 levels. So, let's start with in-play swap, because it's a bonus. Oh, look what we have here. You know, this is why we go to our previous levels and we, CH or to CH. So, CH4 to CH. This will already give a... Oh no, that's the nitrogen. Sorry. It doesn't fit. Huh. Oh. This implies immediate utilization. We need a CH4 that like actually accounts for a synchronization error. Which means we need another pair of syncs. Well, that'll do it. To the toolbox, CH4 to CH. Which one's the real one? Okay, this is the new sync one. I assumed it's correctly. In place swap. Delete you. CH4 to CH. Go. Okay, now it's clogging because the hydrogen's stuck. That's fine. The nitrogen is pretty simple. It's going to be the same idea we did last time. So, put bond minus, bond minus, bond minus, grab, drop. Meanwhile, blue, starting one behind, wait, perfect utilization. I need to synchronize. There we go. Bond, bond, bond. They'll both grab at this point. Straight down and around again. This one will output here, and that should work. Okay, it looks like you do indeed need to wait a second before going. I'm now putting here. Okay, that's the gas split. Now we assemble. Oh wait, we only get 3 reactors. Oh, we only get 3 reactors. Oh, this is actually a disaster. This means that one of the reactors has to be a standard reactor. It has to take in the nitrogen gas and use it at once. So it splits off. But then the oh no, I don't. I can't work on that one right now. Let's go to this one. Oh yeah, the story for this one vaguely matters. A giant vehicle of some kind, a mining robot, has gone haywire, and it's run out of control, and it's sort of in danger of running into the base. So we need to destroy it by tactically blowing up some methane depots. So, unique to defense missions is an aspect of literal progression of time. And with that little progression of time, we have manual control over the factory. We now have control branches, which we can control ourselves. Activating controls A through D by pressing these buttons here will allow us to control the flow of atoms everywhere in the factory. And so we need to do this to tactically destroy this vehicle by shunting the methane to the tanks that we need destroyed. Now the biggest problem is we don't got much space to do it. So the idea is that we start as normal, input grab, but we want to change what we do depending on whether, a particular device is activated. So for example, in this case, I want to drop it here and then proceed. Whereas otherwise, I want to drop it down here and proceed. And then we can reconnect. So, if I run just this factory for a second, it'll drop it out Omega until I hit F1. Then it'll drop it out of the top one. And I need to do this to control the flow of it through the factory so that I can blow up these tanks in sequence. Well, the fun part is I can just copy and paste these over. And the only thing I need to change really is just what control channel it's on. So I'm moving this one to control B, which is F2. So, run this. It's going into the first tank. Then it blew up. I'm pressing F1. I am now diverting it to the middle tank. Boom. Now, F2, which should be diverting it to the final tank. Success! We've been promoted! We're now Reaction Engineer 2 for our heroic rescue of whatever the heck we did. Nice. And now, an introduction to sensing. We now have a new component, the sensor. That's this little dealie here. And an instruction. It works just like the F1 through F4 control thing we just used in the boss fight. Except instead of being controlled by us, it detects a particular atom to any of the freaking ones in the periodic table that you select. And if that element is on this sensor, it will activate the branch. Now this is important because we now have statistical input. 50% of the time we'll be getting neon, 50% of the time we'll be getting argon. We need to change what we do depending on what we get. So in this instance, we go up, standard fare, input, grab. But now, if we reach this point and we see that we are holding, in this case, argon, we want to branch up because this will drop here to output the neon, but we want to go down here to output the argon. And then we can just recombine and continue as normal. So that's argon, so it will activate the sensor. And we go down to the bottom. Next up, argon again. Just you wait till neon shows up, it'll be all cool and interesting. Okay, we're getting a lot of argon. My example is not going well. But this is just to show that you don't know what you're going to get on any particular input. You have to be prepared. That's neon. So we go past the sensor, nothing happens. We just continue onwards until we get to the output. And through this, we can successfully sort out elements that we don't want. That's a victory. I don't need story right now. I need science. Okay, here's an interesting one. We have two inputs, oxygen and oxygen gas. And we need to sense whether we have one or the other. But it's all oxygen. Well, here's the thing. Half of the time, there's going to be an extra oxygen jutting out to the side. And we can detect that by putting the sensor to our side when we branch off the logic. So, pick up. If it's oxygen in this sensor, we move to the right. Otherwise, we move straight down. Output. Because when we're here, we are going to want to remove the bond. Then output. And then I guess reconnecting here actually works. So, that's an oxygen gas. We branch, bond it, remove, drop, remove. Go again, oxygen gas. Okay, there's a lot of oxygen gas, okay? There's the molecule. Technically speaking, I don't think we need the brancher for this one. We could just do empty commands that do nothing. But, yeah, they're giving us an entire new resource. Why not use it for things that make coherent, logical sense? Oxides do be random. Uh-oh. Okay, now we need to do some complicated moleculars depending on what we get. I actually think I have an idea. Okay, here's the idea. We're gonna drop down, whoop around. Like, we're gonna bond in whatever it is anyway, because we always need at least one. Then swoop around. If it's the titanium, we'll go left and back up, get another oxygen. Otherwise, we'll just go right and drop off the zinc. So... in order for this to work, we're going to need blue in the corner, just doing some bond pluses. Which is fine. Which is fine. I have a question. Is everyone still there? It seems like the Twitch stats are confusing me. Like, everything died for a second. Did the stream crash? Is the stream still running? Did it die for a second? I hope it didn't die for a second. Alright, that's good. Hasn't completely exploded. Okay, so we grab the input beta here. Do a spin. Let me do a spin. See how that works. Perfect. Oh, wait. On plus is always on. So... Oh, this is jank. This is so jank. what I could do is I could rotate it 180 degrees. Then go back. But I need a way through. Ooh, cheese. I spawned beta earlier. Then I go in, rotate, come back around. Then that rotation doesn't matter. I drop, output F and return. Okay, that was complicated. This one, however, much easier. It's just output omega. Get back in there. Okay. Please tell me this works. I had to go to a place of deep contemplation for that one. Titanium. Bink. Bink. Titanium it is. Right back up. No, I forgot the input. I forgot the input. Input here. Input here. Input, no. No second input. Bonk. Rotate, rotate. Run back over it again. Drop output. Titanium again, we don't need to see. Zinc, okay. It's good! I'm sorry, I zoned out for a second just staring at it. The motion is sort of hypnotic. Ooh. Dang, you do have a headache. Ooh. All right. Oh, this is interesting. So this is where the statistics turns evil. We have 25% chance of getting nitrogen gas, 75% chance of getting oxygen gas, but we need to make nitrous oxide. So we need to make sure we're operating with equal parts of both. So this giant thing over here is a recycler, which is basically abandoning the existence of a particular element. So what we need to do is we need to take the nitrogen through. But then every 2/3 oxygen or every third oxygen goes through the system normally, but the other 2/3 have to go into the recycler. So that we have an equal spread of both into the final sensor. So that statistically, over time, this thing will properly be proper. So, when the oxygen hits, that's really all we need for that one. Output. Then we discard the garbage. So this should leave us with nitrogen gas and oxygen gas going to the nitric oxide creator in equal proportion, which is what we mean. We've changed 25%, 75% to 50-50 as two separate inputs. Which means from here, we can just do science. Actually, we may want to even make it easier for ourselves. We'll split the nitrogen, but not the oxygen. We'll split the oxygen only if we care to. So 2, 1. Give me a nitrogen. Perfect. 2 nitrogen gas go into this. And we just put them together. Now in oxygen, we need to start, like, caring about what we do. So your bond minus, then your output, then your drop, then your out. Okay, so then this will be converted to oxygen gas only for the 1 in 3 chance circumstance. And that works. And the nitric oxide is being output. What? Hold on, I'm already detecting a problem. Oh, of course, we never actually inputted the oxygen. We never input the oxygen into the system. For the other two third cases. That's out. Oh, wait. It's the civil mistakes that get you. Now, this could still technically fail, but we'd have to be, like, really unlucky. And I don't think that's how this game does randomness. That's a victory. Hey, Remy, you still there? I have a question for you. Mark? Rem? You there? I gotta ask you a question. It's more of a request for advice. I've been streaming for 2 hours. The time really flew by. But looking at the stats of people here, it went from like 5 to 1 at some random point around the 1 hour 45 minute mark. So I'm wondering if maybe if we end the stream here, we'll have a higher average stream viewer count because we won't be sitting at 1 for another hour. I'm proud of myself for solving that puzzle, and I feel like going forward, the puzzles are going to be trickier and they're going to take a while. So I feel like, you know, now that we're like very conveniently at a 1 hour mark, I would like to pack up and rest, if that's not too much of a problem. Yeah, 2 hours is a good chunk of time. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Thank you for showing up to this stream. I'm Exception X. This isn't TV. I was hoping to finish by the time the song ended for good dramatic exit potential, but the song's already over. So I'll just leave in silence then. I hope you had a good time. I had a good time. I hope people who voted for fish cake like randomly think that this was a worthwhile endeavor, because they didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know what I was going to do until like an hour or two beforehand, when I interpreted fish cake to make sense. But this was fun. Hopefully, we can do some fun shenanigans like this again sometime. I'm gonna go. Have a good day. And good night. Shout outs to Quint for clowning on the vote.